Hey guys, welcome back to Cast TV. Today we're going to be doing a Leatherman Wave multi-tool review. So here I have the Leatherman Wave, and we're going to be doing a review of how it's a very useful multi-tool for fishing and anything that really involves the outdoors. So let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so the main reason the Leatherman Wave has become so popular as a multi-tool for outdoorsmen or anyone looking for just a really strong multi-tool is because of its 4 outside accessible tools. So the first one being a 420HC blade, pretty sharp, and now we're going to go to a little slow-mo video. I'll show you guys on some wood how the knife can sort of make little shavings, so maybe you could use them for a fire or kindling, stuff like that. So you can see this nice sharp blade here. And it's easily sharpened also, if you're wondering that. So easily sharpened blade, very sharp. You can see it leaves a little mark on that tackle box there. So it's a very sharp blade. The next blade it has is a serrated blade, also one-hand accessible. You can see by the thumb spot that I had right there. So you just put your thumb right in that spot, slide it out like that. So this blade is good for cutting, say, you need to cut a little bit of rope for your gear. And nice clean cut there. So it's a very strong blade. You can cut through a lot of materials that you may need. Other than those 2 blades on the outside, the Leatherman has a nice saw. So this saw is good for cutting through small limbs on a tree. It's very jagged, as you can see there. Nice jagged blade. So that's just good to have in case you need it. And the last thing on the outside would be the file. So on this side you got a diamond coated file, which is for finer things like metal, and on this side you just got a little rougher wood file. So diamond coated and wood are also on the Leatherman Wave. Okay guys, so now what we're going to do is just a little bit of a cutting test with each kind of tool. So we'll start off with the serrated blade and some rope. We'll do thick rope and just thin rope here. So first we're going to start off with the thin kind of like string under there, and boom. So here we go. Nice little cut there. So now we'll bring out the little bit thicker rope. So we got some kind of a little bit nicer rope here. If you're like in a situation where you need to cut the rope off of something, you could use this tool. And it would take a second because it's a little bit thicker, but you could probably easily get through it. Alright, knocked my camera. Alright, so just a few cuts so far. You can see getting into the middle.
So it does take a little more effort for thicker rope, but you can see it will still get the job done eventually. You just have to work at it a little more.
Alright, so it took a little effort there, but still very sharp blade can get right through even thick rope. That passes the cut test. So now we're going to try the basic blade. So we'll see how the regular knife can cut through the same rope. And actually, if it's on a table, it can cut through that rope a little easier. So serrated blade, let's try it down like this. So serrated blade cut test. A little tougher than the main blade, which is a little sharper. So maybe that would be good for cutting rope. But serrated blade definitely also could get the job done. So now we have a little old tennis ball on a string. So we're just going to try to cut through this with the blade, and we'll see how sharp this thing is. Alright, so it took a little effort to get through, but there we go. In the tennis ball. So there you go, cut right through that. This is the cut test and this little string on it. No problem for the Leatherman Wave. Just cut right through that. There you go. So the blade proves to be very sharp for multiple surfaces that you may encounter during fishing. Like anywhere, say your lure gets stuck in a tree, you might have to cut a branch off. So you could use a saw for that. On the stick, Okay, so here's a Leatherman Wave saw, and we're gonna test how well you can cut the stick with it. So here we go, right through the middle stick here. Saw to cut this twig in half, so you can see it's pretty thick, but it cut through it nicely. So it did take a little while, but overall quality saw on the Leatherman. Or anything really. So overall, very good blade for the test. And now I'll show you guys how easily the pliers can get a hook out of the bass mouth. Okay guys, so in the clip here I had a bass on my fishing line and I was using the Leatherman to easily take out the hook and release the fish back into the water as fast as I could. So that's the outside of the tool, and now let's get into the inside. So for the inside of the tool, that quick movement, and then you access the pliers. So when you need the pliers to get it out of a fish's mouth like that, you can just easily get them accessible. So that's good for that. Once the pliers are open, you can access the inside tools on each end here. So the first one is this side, and it would be the scissors. So these are some pretty nice scissors, good for cutting line. You can see they're pretty sharp. So here I just have a bunch of old fishing line. So it's a couple layers thick of line. So let's see how well this this knife could go through it, or the scissors. So there we go. You can see cut right pile of line there, right through it. So it's pretty strong. That's like 12-pound test, so it's not like super thick or anything, but it could probably cut through some types of braid up to maybe 30 to 40-pound test. So it's pretty good little scissor there. Also on the side of the scissors you have your eyeglass repair kit or repair bit. So it's a little tiny bit that could use for some glasses. So that's useful. Also you can use it to like poke and scrape things in small places, such as like a bait caster or any other places that you can't reach with your fingers. And also on this multi-tool there's lots of locking tools. You can see both these tools here lock. We have a nice bit driver here, so you can pull out the bits, and there's a flathead and Phillips, so that's good. So both types of screwdrivers. This part you have a wire stripper right here, so that's a little area where you can wire strip. It's a little bit of a triangle, and then you have your can opener, bottle opener right there. You have here is a little bit of a ruler, so you can see when you hold the Leatherman like this, it'll give you inches on this side and centimeters on that side. So already all the tools on the Leatherman Wave are locking, so you can see the nice lock. They're not going to go back in, just for safety reasons, just so it doesn't cut you. But even the small tools on the inside, such as the screwdriver, is locking also. And put it back down, and it's locked like that. So overall, great multi-tool. The Leatherman Wave also comes with a nice sheath. You can see the Leatherman symbol on there, and it has a button on this part. So a nice sheath here for the multi-tool. You can put it on your belt, backpack, anything. If you're going hiking, it has a nice little slot right there. Slide your belt through. And it's really useful to just have a one-hand accessibility. So say this is on your belt right here. You just pop it up and one hand, and you have your knife. So it's really easy to put on your belt, and it's a great quality sheath that should last a while. I recommend it to any fisherman or outdoorsman who needs something easy, and it has a pretty good price of just below $100. So nothing crazy, but for the price I think you're getting a pretty good quality made multi-tool, and of course made in the USA. So that's good too. So thank you guys for watching the Leatherman Wave multi-tool review, and stay tuned on Cast TV for more.